1, 2, 3.
Well, it's kind of a completion of some of the things that we talked about over the years. Again, you look at Mayor Dean, the vision that he had 7 years ago when we got together to figure out how else can we help the community, spread what we're doing, and also grow the Predators. It's always been important to us to do more than win games, and it's really touched the community. From an economic impact standpoint to spreading this great game and giving more kids more things to do and changing the face of hockey. So when we decided to build the first one, it was either Bellevue or Antioch. And you had Mayor Dean and Rich Reevely and Greg Heino. They were adamant that we go to Antioch first for a lot of reasons. The first was when we do it out there and we drive new development in an area that didn't enjoy a lot of new development and the rest of the city was kind of booming, it would be easier to do the second one and the third one and the fourth one throughout the state, really. And we knew it would be successful within the walls. I have to be honest, I'm fairly surprised how successful it's been around the walls and all the development that's gone out there, from so many businesses moving their campuses out there to new retail centers opening up. It's really humbling to see what happened out there. And then you move over here, they were the first arm of the development, and here, how do I say that we're the last piece of the development? Because Tim Sitma from One Bellevue Place always saw that we needed to anchor his development as he went out and sold this vision, and it's really come together so nicely.
How much pride do you take in being a city in the South that's really embraced hockey and been able to grow it and say, this is what we've done, and it continues to be successful?
I absolutely love it. Years ago, people would say a non-traditional market in a slight to insult us. And I'd always laugh and say, of course we're a non-traditional market, and we're going to do things non-traditionally. We're going to celebrate the All-Star game in a non-traditional fashion. And you know what? It was the best All-Star game that's ever happened. We're going to celebrate the Stanley Cup differently than anyone else ever has. And all we did was put a couple 100,000 people in the street, over that 6, 7, 8 day period of time that we're in the finals. And we like being non-traditional because it's such a great city that loves to have big parties and celebrate. They come together, we pick each other up, whether it was after the flood or bringing about projects like this. Nashvillians help Nashvillians, and it's just fun to celebrate hockey the way we do. And now we get calls from every hockey market in the country, every sports market, saying, how do you connect with your fans and your businesses so well on such a personal level? Well, it's pretty easy when you have leaders like Mayor Briley and former Mayor Bredesen, whose vision was to create civic furniture and built the arena that really created everything that we enjoy today.
How much different is this from the one that you want? Added amenities?
Well, it's going to be very, very similar to Ford Ice Center. I'll correct some designs, if you will. The difference between this and Ford Ice Center in Antioch is that has 3 separate centers. It has the library, the rec center, the ice rink, and of course the park. This will be one roof for the rec center and the ice center built together. Our goal is to have no one know where one ends and one begins, where they flow in and out of each other. And then outside of our walls, instead of a park, is this great development. So people can come here, you can drop your kids off in the morning, you can come out yourself and really spend the entire day here. What's going to be really nice about this campus, along with Antioch, when we host tournaments, and it won't just be here, we'll work with Centennial, Cells, and the sister rink in Antioch. People have a chance to really enjoy everything that's here.
Sean, with the NA3 team having to unfortunately go away last season, the Predators going to kind of push to try to bring junior hockey back with the opening of this rink here?
Well, we're big believers in growth of all hockey, whether it be rec hockey, travel hockey, junior hockey, high level, varsity hockey, JV hockey, adult. We're somewhat agnostic to it. At the same time, the more ice we have, the more ability we have to bring in more offerings. But even better than that, the more ice we have, the bigger the base grows from a rec hockey introduction to hockey, and then those junior teams, and ideally the Future Stars game we're playing tonight will feature a young man or lady right here from Nashville that started playing here and finished playing here before they were drafted.
Well, we just don't have enough ice in Nashville right now for all the young people who want to play hockey and get involved in the team aspect of skating. So this is going to be a great addition to that. And I think as Sean Henry said, as soon as we open this, we'll we'll need another one already, just because there's so much demand in the community for ice for kids who are into hockey to have time to skate.
What does that mean, for you guys being a city that really has taken hockey under its wing and grown it here?
Right. Well, as somebody who grew up here, this is totally unpredictable. It doesn't freeze here very much, right? So to expect that we'd be such a hockey town is really pretty unusual. But I think it's clear that we're going to be a hockey town for the foreseeable future, and we're lucky to have such great partners in the Preds.
We need 4 more seats. No, we're really excited. we've grown hockey so much over the last 4 years, and prior to that, but over the 4 years we've over doubled our USA Hockey registrations in the market. So the need is there, right? Too many teams are getting bumped. There's not enough adult league teams, not enough youth league teams. Travel teams are at their max. So everyone's right there. We need more. So
how exciting is it though to see that there's so much demand because so many people want to play this sport?
It's great, and it really, it comes down to what the Preds have done. They really believe that hockey is for everyone, and are really trying to grow that. And we've done that through just street hockey events like you see behind us, to building ice and letting kids play, as cheaply as they can. The gold program, the predecessor program, and now taking that market wide. Throughout the state we do that. So it's really exciting to see the growth, and it's important.
So we've seen it grow with high school hockey teams, college hockey, and the NA3 team unfortunately had to fold. But now with more sheets of ice open, would you like to see junior hockey come back to Nashville because it's such a big deal?
Yeah, absolutely. Our focus has always been, we talk about that pyramid. So the bottom of the pyramid, growing that youth hockey base. But we realize that you have to get to that top of the pyramid. We have Matt Hamilton here, the Olympic curler, and Scott Hamilton in our program. There has to be an elite of an elite, and that's what we're trying to do. So eventually you'll get there. You just need more ice, and that's what we're going to do here. And hopefully in 10 more sheets of ice coming up soon.
Well, what will your reaction be, just as a father as well, to see the first kid that really truly grew up in the Preds system at these ice rinks get drafted to the NHL?
Yeah, that's what's really exciting, right? You saw it, a year ago, 2 years ago with St. Louis, and 4 or 5 kids drafted in the first round. We'll have it, and we have great programs coming, and we have the pathway to get there, and we'll get there as soon as we have 2 more sheets of ice, and the great coaching will continue to come. So it'll be exciting, and 10 years, when I'm a little bit older, and my kids are 14, 15, and really loving hockey, to see that kid's name called will be really, really awesome. So
glorious day this is. Great, historic for both hockey and ice skating in Nashville and in Middle Tennessee. Want to thank all of your Predators fans for showing up out here today and help make this an exciting day in Bellevue. And how incredible has it been to observe the growth in these sports since this was last done in Antioch in 2014. And it's going to be even better, folks. We want to thank all who have been in attendance here today, including Mayor David Briley, Acting Vice Mayor Sheri Weiner, Metro Council members Chad Duncan, Dave Rosenberg, Karen Johnson, and Jacoby Dowell, Monica Falknotson and Kim Adkins of the Sports Authority, Justin Adams, Misty Adfeld from Metro Parks, Tim Sitma from Crossland Southeast, representatives from American Construction and Lowe's Design, as well as Predators alums here today, Cody Hodson and Dan Kusmer. And we also have an Olympic gold medalist in our gathering here today. Welcome Matt Hamilton as well. And Ford Ice Center General Manager Danny Butler. Now, as you can see, we've had a lot of partners in putting this afternoon event together. So thanks to all for helping make this such a great event. To Ford, Dunkin' Donuts, 1025 The Game, Hunt Brothers Pizza, Nashville FC Youth Soccer, Sustainability Partners, Metro Parks, Novel Bellevue Place, the UPS Store, Expedia Ship Centers, Passing By Trucks with very loud exhaust systems, Metro Government Services, Tutor Doctor, Expedia Cruise Ship Centers, Corner Pub, Bar Louie, Demos, and PDK Kitchen and Pantry. Thanks to you all. Since the groundbreaking for Ford Ice Center in Antioch, we've hosted a Stanley Cup Final, All-Star Game, and U.S. Figure Skating Regional Championships, won a President's Trophy as the best record in the NHL, sold out 109 consecutive games in Smashville, and named the #1 professional franchise in sports by ESPN. Not a bad list of accomplishments whatsoever. But without the hard work of the city and the leadership of Mayor David Briley and the passion displayed by you, the fans, wonderful community projects like this just don't happen. Please welcome Mayor David Briley. Have fun.
I don't often get introduced by such a well-known voice. I sort of like it. So there is room in the car if you just want to travel with me, introduce me before every event. Is that all right? It's the volunteer position. Volunteer position.
I understood that.
Thanks, Pete, for that very kind introduction. I also want to acknowledge the elected officials who are here with us today. Vice Mayor Sheri Weiner will be coming up soon, but Council Lady Karen Johnson, our soon-to-be Register of Deeds, is here. Council Lady Devette Blaylock, Councilman Dave Rosenberg, who's an equally strong advocate for Bellevue, and Councilman Robert Swope. They're all here. If you'd join me in a round of applause. Now, I can't go any further without acknowledging everything that Sean Henry is doing for for Nashville and the Predators. We have a great partnership, a great relationship. 12 million people cross the corner of 5th and Broad every year, and a big reason for that is the Nashville Predators. So thanks for everything you're doing to help with the economy downtown. I'd like to thank the Metro Parks, the Sports Authority, and Metro General Services for everything they're doing along these lines, especially to Monica Fucknutson, who's here today on behalf of the Sports Authority. So thank you very much. I know the chair, Kim Adkins, is here as well, and I'm risking leaving people out now, so I'm going to stop naming people. But it is important to acknowledge the Bellevue Harpeth Chamber of Commerce as well for everything that they're doing in the Bellevue area, because it's important. I guess 20 years ago, nobody would have anticipated much of what's going on in Nashville, but I'd say one of the least predictable things would have been that Nashville would have such a strong partnership with hockey. As somebody who grew up here and doesn't remember it freezing ever, much less snowing in my 54 years, to think that hockey would have such a strong relationship with this city is really quite unusual. My son is actually out of town right now rock climbing because that's what he has gotten into. He's 15 years old and is out of town, I think, all summer almost. And just like he's found something that wasn't typical here a few years ago, we see more and more young people in our community, in our region, really latching on to hockey as a big, important part of their lives and how they grow up and become strong citizens in our community. And we're seeing that not just here at this location, but we're seeing it at the Ford Ice Center in Antioch. We're seeing at the Sportsplex, where we have very strong partnerships with the Predators. And so, once again, I just want to say thank you to the Predators for the strong partnership that we already have. Today, we are thrilled to announce that without any, there will be no interruption, there will be no delay, and in August of 2019, the Preds Ice Center right here in Bellevue will open. Some of us who I acknowledged before will probably be in the midst of an election at that point in time, so we may push for July. I don't know. Is that possible? July? I'm thinking July. I'm thinking July might be better. Dave, you think July? Jay, think so. July, I'm hearing maybe. We do have a great partnership with the Predators organization, and a big part of that partnership is their commitment to our community to give back to the young people in this region and to give them an opportunity to skate. There's thousands of kids here in Bellevue and the rest of Middle Tennessee who are not just passionate about hockey and skating, but it's a great place and a great way for their parents to spend time with them. So that's why our community is committed to investing in this ice rink here and with the Predators, and continue to grow the partnership that we have in the community. Now, I don't mean to be self-interested here, but we've also seen a whole lot of hockey tournaments come to our region in the last few years. And that does fill up a few of our hotel rooms in town and drive the prices up. I'm sorry for all those who are visiting that it's cost $800 a night to stay here. But it does benefit the community, and we are collecting a fair amount of revenue as part of that as well. So that's another reason that we're investing in this. So I look forward to the July 2019. Okay, I can't promise that. But I can ask for that. I do look forward to the summer of 2019 when we'll be opening another Preds ice rink here in Nashville, because it's a great way for us to continue one of the strongest partnerships that we have with the private sector here in Nashville. So thank you. And now, sorry, I kind of skipped around my notes a little bit. Sorry about that. It is my great pleasure to introduce Vice Mayor Sheri Weiner.
Hi, y'all. So, here's how long it's been. 6 years, 3 months, 11 days, 7 hours, 23 minutes, and 34 seconds. That's how long it's been since the day in March of 2012 that I saw an article in the Tennessean on the bottom of the front page that said Fort Ice is coming to Antioch. So I picked up the phone Sunday morning and I called Council Lady Jacobia Dow, and I said, how do I get in touch with Sean Henry? Because Bellevue needs this. And she started laughing, and she gave me a cell phone number.
Yes, you did.
So Sean Henry says to me, I don't know, that's a long shot. And then he said, let's talk. And then we drove around Bellevue looking for property. And then we drew up plans for another location, not this one. And Tim, the reason that we were looking at another location is that Tim Sidema with One Bellevue Place said, sorry, we don't have room for you. And he said, there's not a spot. And then there was a spot. And Mayor Dean said no. And then about 4 years later, he said yes. And then another opportunity appeared, and the Ice Center was off the table. And that fell through. And then the Ice Center was back on the table. And then we decided to move our community center next door. And then Mayor Barry said yes. And Mayor Briley said absolutely yes. And then the council approved it. And then the dirt stopped moving. And then my phone blew up. It's like, is the project dead again? And Facebook blew up. There's no dirt moving. And here we are, finally, with Mayor Briley's help, and we have what we have today. And it's the future of another opportunity for the residents of Bellevue and, importantly, our ice families all over Nashville to have more ice to skate on. I want to thank the community for getting behind this, for staying behind this, and encouraging everyone to stay the course. Councilman Dave Rosenberg, Councilwoman at Large Sharon Hurt, Councilwoman Angie Henderson, Councilwoman Mina Johnson, State Senator Steve Dickerson, State Representative Bo Mitchell, fondly referred to as the Bellevue Mafia, and everybody in Bellevue. It takes a village, and we did it. Tim Sidema, Mayor Briley, Mayor Dean, Mayor Barry, Rich Riebling, Marty Zygas, Joseph Woodson, Nancy Whittemore, Kim Atkins, Tommy Lynch, Monique Odom, on behalf of the community, thank you for everything you've done. And Sean Henry, I left you out for a reason. About March 2nd, Sean did a roast of me. And he told everybody that I couldn't hear. And I'm not going to tell you the way he said it, but he told everybody that I can't hear. And he said, maybe you just don't listen. Maybe you're persistent. And I said, I'll take persistence. Well, Sean, my hearing aids are on order. Thank you, everybody.
I got nervous when she brought up the roast for so many reasons. I just want to say thank you for being here, Mayor Briley, Vice Mayor Weiner. What a great day. We've been talking about this for, Tim, how long? He exaggerates every time he says it's up to 12 years. I've only been here 8 years, but I think it's been about 7.5 years. As Sheri said, when we were fortunate enough to work with Mayor Dean, Rich Riebling, Greg Highnote 6-7 years ago to come up with, let's build rinks. And it was always plural. The goal was we needed to build the first one that was going to be successful. Not just in how many kids were going to skate. That was going to be easy. It's always fun when you partner with a gold medalist named Hamilton. In that case, it was Scott Hamilton. We reached out to him. How do we get more kids skating? He said, don't worry about it. Reach out to the hockey community. Everyone said, don't worry about getting kids out there playing hockey. But when we talked about it working, and this was Mayor Dean's vision, we needed it to work for the community. We needed this rink to drive new development, to continue the economic impact the Bridgestone Arena had out in the east side, the west side, south side, north side of the city. And that's why we chose Antioch to build the first one. And I thought it was the best thing you could ever think about doing. Antioch didn't have a lot of positive developments going on at that time, so we put it out there. And I thought it was a great idea until, what was the date? March 12th, when 2 people called me. Jenny Halpern, where are you? She'd probably hide in the back, but there she is. She called me when I was getting out of my car to coach my daughter's soccer game. Hung up with her. Sheri Weiner called me. Hung up with her. Sheri Weiner called me. Hung up with her. Sheri Weiner called me again. We forfeited the game, by the way. So, Jenny, Sheri, thank you very much. My daughters aren't that happy with you, but you made them both hockey players because what was happening out in Antioch, Antioch's one of the busiest ice rinks in the entire nation. And when I say that, people always stop and say, that's impossible. Well, it's obviously possible for a lot of reasons. One, Danny Butler, combined with Scott Hamilton, our great staff out there, run the best hockey rink in the country. And 2, we don't have enough ice. And as soon as we open this one, you know what we're not going to have? Enough ice. The odd thing about creating ice, the more you create, the more you need. And it just builds on top of each other. And everyone always wants to know how many you're going to build, 2, 4, 8, 10. And Danny always gets frustrated when I say, I don't know, 20, 24, 48. It doesn't matter. They'll never end. And that's what I love about our sport. It's growing and it's growing and it's growing. So we're here today because a lot of visionary leadership. A lot of people are really, really patient and joke about, Tim's patience and Sheri's persistence. But those 2 things combined are the reason we're here. Tim could have made this something else time and time again. What's transformed behind us or behind all of you in One Bellevue Place is incredible. But he always held strong that we could finish this project by bringing 500,000, 600,000, 700,000 people a year to this project, which is going to make Bellevue stronger and stronger and stronger and continue the development we have going on the east, southeast side of the county out here to the west side. So we're just happy to be here. We've gotten so many accolades over the years. #1 sports franchise, #1 arena. We came this close to the ultimate goal, winning the cup. We get closer to that goal with better business support. We get better business support when we work with the community and grow everyone's businesses. And again, we're just so glad to have so many visionary partners, so many leaders that are allowing us to do the second one, but not the last one. It's just the second one. And what I like what Sheri said is, Harold, are you ready to open in July? Because I like that date a lot more than October, don't you, Danny? So a little pressure on everyone. But I know Monica with the Sports Authority is up for it. Monique with the Parks are up for it. And most importantly, I know for a fact that if dirt is not moving fast enough, if there's not dust going enough in the sky, Sheri is going to call Harold because I will give you his cell phone number. But again, I just want to say thank you for being here. What's being accomplished, again, only happens because of great partners and really visionary leaders. So Sheri, Mayor, thank you both so much. And hopefully when we cut the ribbon, it'll be a little bit cooler and a lot more fun when we pop inside. And the next groundbreaking, and there will be a next one, will also be in June. So next time, we're wearing shorts, all right? Again, thank you all for coming out. Pete, wrap us up.
Thank you. Thank you very much. So here we go. Like we're promising another groundbreaking. We're promising a July opening next year. I think that's outstanding, guys. You hear that's on the record now, right? July opening? Outstanding. Well, what a great day this has been. And it's going to continue to be so. In just a moment, we'll have our photo op over here and then media availability as well. This is everybody who has supported this. And you might not all be here right now, but we give you our thanks. And the community's passion for this sport has been on display and will really be on display when this opens in January of 2019. I think that's what I said. We will look forward to expanding all the great things we're doing, and we already have, of course, already done at Ford Ice Center, bringing it here to Bellevue. Thank you all for being here for this historic occasion, as more ice is on its way to Middle Tennessee. And as I see you fanning yourselves, you're not exactly against more ice being on its way.